Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we're taking a look at two figures that came in two separate 2-packs. The two figures, as you can tell here, are Vibe and Katana. Vibe came from the Flash and Vibe 2-pack, and Katana came from the Katana and Wonder Woman 2-pack. I got these from a good friend of mine on Facebook, Jason Higgins, so thank you very much, sir, as I am saluting you. He was selling off parts of his collection. Every once in a while he'll kind of do what I like to refer to as a Jason Higgins sale, as he'll make room for some Wonder Woman figures that he wants to predominantly more focus on. He'll kind of sell off parts of his collection every now and then. These were two figures that I did want. I don't know if they would have been at the top of my list, like I have to get these two figures. Again, I always try and say I try to stay in the Batman and Robin area as far as my collecting goes recently, but I've been liking a lot of the Justice League members out of the new 52 action figures, so I thought, oh, if there was a way to maybe get these two loose at a convention or something like that. I didn't want to buy the 2-pack, which that's a whole tangent for later. The Arkham City 5-packs coming out. I have 3 of the 5 Batmen that are in that pack, and I only want 2 of them. I don't have to buy the others again, but the same thing would have happened to me. I would have had to have bought the 2-pack and got a second Flash and a second Wonder Woman, even though the Wonder Woman in the Katana 2-pack was a little bit different than the standard Wonder Woman. I just didn't want to have two figures that I was going to have to try and resell. So I was kind of waiting for somebody like Jason, or again going to a toy fair or a comic book convention and maybe find these two loose. So when Jason had posted on Facebook that he was selling off some figures, I asked him about these two and almost thought about getting the Aquaman that he had from the Heroes and Villains 2-pack. But I talked myself out of it, as I already had an Aquaman. I was just more interested in the head and the trident. But these two I'm very happy to have, and he made a really good deal for me. So thank you very much. They are almost 100% complete. Katana, sadly, is missing her sword. He had said in his description that the sword was missing, but he said, truth be told, it was actually broke. So the closest thing to the Katana that I have is an actual Katana, but it is Damian's from the Batman Incorporated line. And I think this is the Katana that DC Collectibles ended up using. I think they shaved it a little bit closer so it could sit in the back of her holster here, her sheath for the sword. So it goes in about that far. Now, just having it in her hand, I mean, Katana needs a sword, needs a katana. So, I mean, she looks great with it. I mean, that's what you want to have Katana to have, is her actual sword. So I'm really kind of toying with not giving this to Damian, or maybe going to like a Dollar Tree and see if I can find some type of other sword that Katana could have, but it does look really good with her. Since we are talking about Katana here, let's go through her articulation. Let's move Vibe off so we're not getting any weird looks in the back. This is her, obviously her new 52 look. She was part of the Justice League America team, and then after the initial run of Justice League America and after the Forever Evil storyline, the Justice League America team basically disbanded, and only a few of the members continued on. So they are Justice League United now, and Katana and Vibe are no longer part of the team. Katana has recently made an appearance in the Green Arrow comic, and Vibe, I think, is just kind of bouncing around in limbo. So, but anyway, you can kind of see how she looks here. A little bit different than her Batman in the Outsiders days, but I kind of like it. It's almost like she's wearing like some gray makeup with a mask on. I'm not entirely sure why she's all gray. Both Katana and Vibe did have comics in the new 52, but then they were eventually canceled just due to lack of sales. And as cool characters as they possibly could be, and Vibe is a whole nother story, people just weren't really interested reading solo stories on them. So since this isn't her actual sword, let's take it out here. So her head does move left and right. Does not look up and down at all. I know sometimes you can move them a little bit. It is straight, just left and right. Arms do go all the way around. Has a bend. If I can get this in frame here, Rob. Has a a swivel at the bicep. A bend at the elbow. This elbow has a swivel up at the bicep, like the other one does. It bends right about at the elbow. I'm always afraid I'm going to break this. It's really hard to see. Can you see where the elbow joint is? Right there. So it swivels at a couple spots. Swivels up at the elbow bend. It does... Man, where is it at? Could tell why some people were breaking this figure. So she swivels at a couple different places. She swivels here at this gauntlet. She swivels here at the elbow. Swivels up here. I've got this all in frame. One more time. Swivels at the gauntlet. Swivels at the elbow. Swivels above the elbow at the bicep. So I did get this to bend earlier. I just can't find... There it is. Good gravy. It's actually flaking off there. I'm not going to spend too much more time with it. It's hard to find where that elbow bend is. They have it really kind of hidden, and this whole part that rotates makes it really hard to try and get that elbow to bend. The legs go up about this far, and they go back farther than they do go forward. I'm really having a hard time keeping these figures in frame here. Has a single bend at the knee, and no boot articulation, but she does turn up at the top of the boot. Again, she is supposed to come with a katana, but it was broke. I'm not sure if it just maybe fell off Jason's shelf or something like that. He didn't say. He said all he had was the hilt of the sword left, and did not send it. So he had a hard time trying to find it. So I will probably buy something to give her, or maybe I will just give her Damien's sword. I'm not entirely sure which way I'm going to go with that. And then Vibe. Who would have thought in any type of universe after the 80s I would be buying a Vibe figure? Who would have thought that Vibe would have been resurrected again in comic book form after the 80s as being part of the Justice League in Detroit? Jeff Johns liked to take these obscure characters and put them into the limelight and make them popular. I'm really surprised that he did not... he kind of pushed Cyborg into the limelight, made Cyborg a very popular character in the Justice League. He was also writing the Justice League America title for a while, and then ended up dropping that. And it's now written by Jeff Lemire, which is actually Justice League United now. But I'm kind of surprised as much thought and attention that he put into bringing Vibe back that he's not somewhere in the DCU. So after Forever Evil was over, Vibe just kind of left. So the only information that I know of Vibe is just what was currently going on in the Forever Evil storyline, and then the about 6 or 7 issues of the Justice League America before it turned into the Forever Evil storyline. So, his head does move left and right. He has a lot of articulation, being able to look down quite a bit, can look up, arms go all the way around. They do go up almost to a 90 degree. So his go up quite a bit. I don't think I moved Katana's at all, I think. Turns at the bicep, single bend at the elbow. He has a hand out for his like shockwave vibe, which you can kind of put on his hip, and he could be like, holla at your girlfriend, type of a mode. No waist swivel, no ab crunch. The legs go forward. He can get into actually a really good seated position. So some of these figures, I liked the legs like this, that if they did move forward, they could get into a seated position. Granted, you ACBAers aren't going to be able to get any side kicks, but I don't mind some articulation, but I don't want so many crazy points that my figures are unable to stand. Has a single bend at the knee and none at the boot, and it was mostly just like a giant long leotard with boots built in. So, in the New 52, a lot of people wear hoods. Damien, Green Arrow, Vibe, Shazam, Black Adam, a lot of hood-wearing people. So, I mean, I like the hand gesture here, but you could kind of go out, but I may just pose him like he's waving like, "Hi, I'm on the Justice League. Who would have thought after 20 years, I'm back." So, very cool. I'm glad to have them. Not much a review of the two figures, and I think I had the arms. Yeah, Katana's arms do go up. Man, that other arm's... So there's Katana's arm motion there. So I knew that with doing these two figures, I wasn't going to have a whole lot to say. We will give her Damien's sword here so she can have... so Katana can have a katana. So what we'll do here... since I didn't have a whole lot to say with the two figures, am I fans of them? No. If I didn't buy these figures, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It was nice to be able to help Jason out, and I got the two figures for a really good price, but it does continue to make my Justice League members continue to grow. So this will be the first time that I have had people ask, "Hey Rob, can we see your collection?" So this isn't the entire collection, but I don't have the villains here right at the moment. But I will show you all of the new 52 action figures from the Justice League line that I currently have. So this won't be the Capullo series or any of the other designer series that are out there, but this will be all of the proper Justice League heroes that I have. So I've been kind of wanting to do something like this so you can kind of see my collection so far. So if I was team building here before we see the whole collection, this would be my Justice League America setup that I currently have. So I only had 4 up to this point, but getting Katana and Vibe both from Jason. The only 2 that I'm missing are now Simon Baz and Catwoman. The Catwoman figure from the standard line of DC Comics is in a 7-pack. Unfortunately, she's in the Heroes versus Villains 7-pack, so the standard Catwoman is in there. So if I kind of wanted to mesh my Justice League United and Justice League America team together, it would look like this, being just adding Supergirl. So I haven't quite decided how I'm going to be placing all of my teams together, but maybe we'll kind of see as I set them all up. I have them all on a shelf, just kind of in their little subgroups here and there together, or kind of with maybe the sidekick that they're supposed to have. So without further ado, here are all of the new 52 Justice League members in my collection. Alright, here is my Justice League with obviously a very heavily focused Bat family here as well. But here are all the heroes that I currently have in the new 52. The only exception that's not up here is the Earth 2 Batman, even though I have the Earth 2 Huntress here. But real quick, we'll do the quick rundown. We have, starting over here to the far left, hopefully everybody's in frame here that you could see everybody. We have Katana, Vibe, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, Zatanna, Green Arrow, Stargirl, Supergirl, Shazam, Green Lantern, Batgirl, Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman. Coming back down to the front, Nightwing, The Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Arsenal, Red Hood, Red Robin, Starfire, Kid Flash, Wonder Girl, Earth 2 Huntress, and Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. So that is my Justice League, or basically the heroes of my DC universe, New 52 currently at the moment. I did bring the villains in here as they're going to take up, some space too. But people have been asking to see my collection so far, but I thought I would at least show you this portion of the collection. And now I have the wonderful task of taking them all back and putting them on the shelf that I had them on. So thanks for watching the review for Katana and Vibe. This was just kind of do a quick little review of them, basically saying thank you to Jason Higgins, and then people have been asking to see my collection, so I thought I would show it to you in part. So thanks for watching. I've got more videos coming up on Rob's Rogues, and we'll see you in the next video.